Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Monday evening. I'm ready with yet another update on TR to PR pathway. Okay, this is the first timeline, but before I dive into, in case if you are planning to move out of Canada for a short trip, it's finally okay. You don't have to worry about. In case if you haven't received AOR or any confirmation from IRCC, once you receive AOR, it's gonna take little time, maybe couple of weeks. And at the time of PR confirmation portal, you definitely can inform IRCC of your physical presence. So just keep those things in mind. You're all good to go. Don't forget to take the PCC in case if you're traveling from that country. So, for example, if you have applied in May and you're traveling to India and you've already submitted the PCC, now you have traveled in last 15 days time period. Please try to get the PCC from a local police station from there, or also you can apply through BLS. That should be okay. And then you come back to Canada, update the information to IRCC. Let's dive into our first timeline. Now he has she has applied under IG stream May 7th at 9:30 a.m. and she got the TFN today. Now, in case if you're also wondering how people are getting it, you can get the TFN by calling IRCC. It's a cumbersome job, let me tell you guys. And if you live in Eastern time zone, you can certainly try 8 in the morning. And if you live here, like in Calgary, you can try around same time. So just keep those in mind. Like 6 in the morning is what you can keep it in mind over here in mountain time. The number would be 1-888-242-2100, and the lines actually get open around 8 in the morning. You have to keep trying, maybe like for an hours. Honestly speaking, a lot of you actually been online for 1.5 hours. So yeah, if you have patience and time, you can certainly give it a shot. By getting the TFN number, you certainly can raise a web form. This is not a guarantee that you're going to get the AOR right away. AOR is an acknowledgement of receipt, and that is likely to take couple of weeks. So TFN is a temporary file number. With this, you can actually raise a web form and update any information, whatever the change has happened in your status to IRCC. So you can see over here, and I have given the note also. Moving on to another timeline is under stream B. June 12th, he received the AOR. That was February 16th, and there was no ADR so far. So this is one of the timeline under stream B itself. And this is a timeline of Yadvinder. It's a screenshot. And in case if you want to share your timeline, you can certainly go under my channel and share it through my community. So that can reach out to, a lot of people out here who have confused opinions and what they're thinking of how the steps would work. So this is the only prime objective of this channel. And in case if you have not subscribed, you can certainly do it for more updates. So in this case, he has applied under stream B, and it was on June 2nd. He got the AOR on January 10th. So if you see here that even after receiving the AOR, there was no ADR and no ghost update. So it's not a mandatory requirement that you're likely to get the additional document requisition from IRCC. In case if you were able to submit all the documents during the time of file submission, you're all good to go. And in this case, you can see that March 11 was when he got the PR confirmation portal, and within 3 days time period, he got the ECO PR. When you receive the PR confirmation portal, it's like you're very near to getting the ECO PR, and after that it will take another 3 to 6 weeks time period in getting the PR card. When you receive the ECO PR, it's advisable to link up your PR card to your GCE account so that you should be able to get the update whatsoever is processing is going on under your account. Okay, it's May 6th at 9:38 p.m. Eastern Time Zone IG stream. He was able to link up the application on January 6th, and then there was an ADR for IMM 5669 form. And thereafter, there was an ECOPR on February 16th. Now you can see that it took him a little while, like almost 1 month time period in receiving the PR card. That was on March 11th. Okay, this is a screenshot again from one of the subscriber. So he's applied under stream like IG stream, applied 9:30 p.m. on May 6th, got the AOR on January 19th, and now the portal request was on March 11th. So another IG stream timeline, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, May 6th. It got the AOR on January 5th, and then it raised the web form for missing documents. You can certainly do that after receiving the AOR and TFN number, or even if you're able to link up the application. These are the three stages where you can raise a web form. In case if you're still concerned and you've not received any feedback from IRCC in last couple of months, like even after receiving the AOR, for say if you've received the AOR in December and you've not been able to hear anything from IRCC, there are two options. The first, you can raise a web form with your concerns. Just add that and attach the letter, like the AOR copy also. Secondly, you can request for the GCMS stores. It would take approximately, I think, $5 in Canadian $5, and that would probably take a month time period in receiving the feedback from IRCC, whatsoever visa officer has jotted down under your case profile. Now, in this case, he got the, he raised the web form, and then ADR was there for the first document on February 15th, and there was a second ADR, and just said that it could be a couple of times. IRCC may ask you a couple of times the same set of documents or maybe different. In case if they are not 100% sure, they probably would ask you the same set of documents. So don't get panicked. Just make sure that whenever the ADR is there, you submit that within that time period. Along with that, attach the LOE. That's a letter of explanation. Just explain that. Even if it's like 4 lines, just maintain that uh, with the ADR, and yeah, send it across. You can do it via web form also, or the method with whatever is mentioned. You can get it through the GCKey account also. In this case, he got the portal request on March 11th. IG stream 7:30 p.m. It's again a Pacific time zone. So if you calculate in Eastern time zone, you can certainly do that. So that would be approximately like 10:30 p.m. Eastern time zone. Application was linked, and then there was an ADR for PCC and TRF. He was able to submit all the documents, and then he got the AOR. And again, there was a second ADR because this was with spouse. So spouse IMM 5669 form was also there, and then he raised the web form on his own. You can certainly do that after receiving the AOR. It's your responsibility to update the information whatever the changes has happened in your status. So if you have got married during the process, it's your responsibility to submit the proof of your marriage certificates, photograph of your spouse, and then IMM 5669 form. Just send it across to IRCC, and the passport size photograph for your spouse. Also the payment receipt, the payment right of landing fees and visa processing fee. Both the fees has to be submitted, and attach the payment receipt for both. And then you're likely to get the next step. This is what exactly has happened in his case. He got the portal request from IRCC on March 11th. Another timeline is for stream B, June 4th at 12:31 a.m. and he was able to get the TFN number on March 14th, today itself. AOR is likely to take time. It may take a month time, it may take 3 months time period. So it varies from case to case, because TFN is something you actually got by calling the IRCC. They have not issued you on their own. So you got to understand that visa officer is going to take time, and they're going to start processing your application. When you get the AOR, or you able to link up the application, that's how your file gets onto the system. TFN is basically a temporary file number. It's nothing to do with that your case is getting processed now. It will take its own time, and when the file is assigned to a particular visa officer, that's how you'll be able to get the AOR, and that's how you'll be able to link up the application, basically to ensure that you will be able to get all the updates under your portal. So that is the main agenda. So TFN is basically you can raise a web form with it. Okay, stream B case, July 16th at 2:53 a.m. And if you remember, July 16th was the time when it reached its cap. So that was towards the morning. So it was early morning where this candidate was able to get the AOR for on March 11th. And there was an ADR like 2 days prior to it for PCC. So you definitely can do that. Again, I'm going to reiterate the same thing. In case if you have submitted the PCC within its validity time period at the time of file submission, and if visa officer is asking you to redo it, you don't have to do it again. If you have not traveled outside of Canada, just submit the same one even if it's expired, and make sure that attach the LOE stating that this is the same PCC you have submitted at the time of case filing. Okay. Stream B, May 7th case. So this was submitted with screenshot of IELTS. So definitely there would be a requirement for TRF in case if you have submitted the same way. TRF is like a test report form. The original copy of your IELTS has to be submitted, and it will be asked by the visa officer. So just be ready with that. In this case, application was linked on November 18th, and there was a biometric fee receipt. And you can see over here that when you raise a web form, there was an acknowledgement also by a CIC about the documents whatsoever you have raised through web form. It's not 100% guaranteed. Some of the cases you might raise a web form and you will not be able to hear back from the visa officer. So it varies from visa officer to visa officer how they are going to respond back to your case. And then he got the ECO PR, that was on March 11th, so on Friday. Okay, this is May 6th, IG stream, 6:21 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. He was able to get the AOR on December 20th, and then there was an ADR for MM 5669 form and the declaration form. There were a couple of ghost updates. You're likely to get that, and then the PR confirmation portal, which was on March 14th, today itself. So this is getting pretty fast now, and as I said, that the timelines are getting through really speedy mode. You don't need to worry about that. In case you have any questions, you can always write back to me. Just make sure that you need to wait in case if you're not hear back from IRCC. And as again, I'm saying that if it's been more than a couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 months, and you haven't received anything from IRCC after receiving the AOR, it's advisable to raise a web form or request for the GCMS notes. These are the two things you can actually do it, and people have been getting results from these, so you can certainly try doing it. You can also call up IRCC at 1-888-242-2100 to check your feedback, but that's again not 100% guaranteed that the call center executive, whosoever is going to deal with you, will have the thorough understanding on your case. Some of the executive would give you a complete updates like background check is in the process or so and so, but sometimes you might not be lucky enough to get hold of that kind of person. So raising a web form, it would at least give you a documented proof that yes, you have raised a web form, and whatever the reply would happen would be through a document only, not a telephonic conversation. So that's again adding value to it. I hope that makes sense. In case if you have any questions, please don't forget to write back to me, and don't forget to subscribe for future updates. Till then, take care and stay safe, guys. Bye.